Media this week had a meltdown over two women that didn't go into hotel quarantine, and basically, they were pretty much demonized. And I see people who murdered people. There's gangsters in Dublin selling drugs to young people and to killing people nonsensically, and they're selling drugs and the smuggling eye across the board. There's nothing said about that. The media don't go demonizing them. Like literally, they went on a full demonizing campaign, and it probably ruined these two women. So basically, they arrived from Dubai, and basically said, no, we're not going into the hotel quarantine. And just to say, they probably were going to go home and quarantine at home. And again, I would give them the benefit of the doubt. And again, the state wanted to put them in prison and then refused them bail. And now they've gone back to the hotel quarantine. They were forced back. They were brought to court. They were threatened with prison. They were threatened with almighty stuff, and they were threatened to have a big fine to pay now. But this is the thing. And even the mother said the media the media ran a huge campaign against them. Like literally, they went mad, and the state went mad against them. They wouldn't release them nearly on bail. Like again, these women, as far as I'm aware, they probably did get tested for COVID, but because they obviously have to arrive probably from out into Ireland with a negative COVID test. So they probably didn't have COVID, and that's the thing. Like I see the articles here. I was looking it up. Like a plastic, they were arrived back from plastic surgery trip, I think. But they refused, obviously. It doesn't say here they had COVID, so I don't know why is the big deal for the media to go start and demonising. These women were healthy women and had no symptoms at all. And not really any harm. Like again, if they went home into the house and quarantined at home, because again, I give them the benefit of the doubt. They look trustworthy enough. People, they don't look like people that want to cause trouble. From looking at them, and the media went a big demonising campaign. And again, if they would do that to the politicians, again, this is the thing. They're demonising these two women who came into the country, probably a negative PCR test, who came into the country, they're literally demonising that. You think they were after shooting somebody, to be honest, the way they're going on, and the media's going on. Like OT there, for example, I literally got on a full-blown campaign against them. And you think they would go after Leo for his linking. You think they would literally go on a campaign against him. Because literally they went full-on aggressive on these women. Again, these people didn't bring COVID, they didn't come in with COVID, and people might be saying, it's the law and everything like that. Again, if they went home, because again, they just refused. They probably were going to go home and isolate at home. And I do give them the benefit of the doubt, because they look like trustworthy enough women, and I might be honest from looking at them. And from seeing them, they look like they don't want to cause any harm, they're not there to cause any trouble. God knows what was behind. They could have a sick mother at home, they could have a sick family at home that they needed to go back to. They could have children home. Again, this is the thing. And again, the media don't care about that. They're just like, these women, they're anti things and anti that and everything like that. Far right conspiracy theories. All this. Like, this is what they're declaring them all as. And it's not fair. It's not fair. Because again, and people might say, it's the law. And I understand that. But again, at the end of the day, you have to give somebody the lean a bit of the benefit of the doubt and a bit of leeway. They probably came out with a negative PCR test, and they did. That's totally fine. But they don't have to go into a hotel. Like, again, they don't really have to. Like, again, the thing should be, if they'd wanted to do it either way, they should have just said airports closed, and that's as simple as that. The government. But again, they've gone to the stupid thing of hotel quarantine. And you couldn't really not drown the rabbit in the hotel rooms. But again, it's just, and again, I don't want to seem like an anti-vax or anything like that, or an anti-conspiracy or whatever, theorist or whatever. But this is the thing, I didn't like the way they were demonised. These women just refused to go in. And again, it's not a big thing. Again, we're a country of choice. You have a choice. And you can't be really forced into any place. No, I don't. Like, they can force you, of course, and it's been signed off, you can be forced into it. But again, at the end of the day, you have your rights. Your right for, you can travel wherever you really can go home. If they give them the benefit of the doubt and let them go home and isolate at home, then, that would have been fair enough. But again, they went on a huge crusade against, and you don't see this with the politicians. Again, this is what I'm comparing it to. Because the politicians, the media, very nicey, pet the heads and say, good boys. They don't expose anything. The OT wouldn't open their mouth about anything. But again, these women, totally, like, literally, you think that, like, the first time I heard it, I thought literally they bought in drugs or guns or whatever they bought in, because the way the media were going on, you think they were the biggest drug gangs going around. And then they wouldn't go after the drug laundering around the border or anything. They won't go near that. No, they won't go near that. OT be given a few bucks to be quiet about that. So yeah, this is the thing. The media had a meltdown over it. And again, these women, they look very trustworthy people, and I give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm very sorry to see how badly they were treated by the media, because again the media causes a lot of death across the world, and a lot of people like Caroline Flack, for example. The media demonized her, and it eventually took she committed suicide over it because the media just demonized her. And that's when the public because again the public are too trustworthy of the media. And now obviously OT's fake news, so don't listen to them. Whatever other media's out there, listen to them maybe, because OT's just it's just it's not. Sometimes they do good media, sometimes they don't. But the majority of them don't. But yeah, hopefully these two women are back in hotel quarantine as far as they can get her. But again, this is the thing. There was no need to demonize them. Again, there were no threat. If they didn't take, I say they took a PCR test before they came into Ireland. And I'm just assuming that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it shouldn't be that demonized. Thank you.